What's going on there, fellow YouTubers? Chris back with you guys with another interesting photo. I think you guys will like this. I had one of my subs say, hey, Chris, you got to check out this this other channel. This guy does a pretty good job of his analysis of a photo. And I said, all right, well, this is the photo he was looking at. And, of course, you can see this is from NASA JPL, or Jet Propulsion Laboratory. And this is, you can see right here, it's Pier 19109, high viewpoint for 11-year-old rover mission on Mars. And, of course, it is, spacecraft it says, Opportunity, which it's not the spacecraft, but it is a rover, panoramic camera. So this is really interesting because what he does in this, and you can see he's got a good quality channel, and I'll let you listen because of good audio. I mean, the guy just does a really good analysis.
En el año 2015. ¿Por qué tomó esta fotografía? Pues lo hizo ni más ni menos que porque se cumplía el 11º aniversario de la llegada de la Opportunity a Marte, como sabéis.
So he's basically saying Opportunity on Mars and stuff like that. And you can see the channel right here, the channel name, Mundo, and then of course it basically means unknown world, loosely translated. And of course you got Marte says Como, and it's basically saying Mars is like Earth, the ultimate test. And of course that's loosely translated from Google, so if it's wrong, you know, well, you'll understand why. Spanish is not even my first nor my second language, but I have some Spanish friends, and of course you pick up words from them. But anyway, he does a great job, and all you got to do is just hit right here in your settings, and of course you can go into your subtitles, and of course, and then it says Spanish, and you can select whatever language you are, and check it out. But he does a good job. He's analyzing what looks like the turret that's on Opportunity, not to mention the actual colors and some things he finds in it. So check his video out. It's pretty interesting. He does a really great job. He's got a good channel. So anyway, let's go back into this. Like I said, this is Pier 19109, and it's the TIFF. And as you can see, it's two different sizes here. You got the TIFF is 48 and a little over 48.5 megs, where this one, the JPEG, is only 1, maybe a hair over 1. If you get the one over this one here, now you'll see this. This is pretty funny because the second you try to zoom in, what does it do? It starts looking more and more like crap, and you can see that. It just looks real pixelated and everything. We don't want pixelation. That's the last thing we want, right? So I'm going to go like this, go back down to the 100. I'm going to jump back out of that. So anyway, you can download this. For me, it only took about 15 seconds. Now, for other people who have a slower internet connection, it'll be a little longer. But it's well worth, checking it out. And, of course, it's got all the information, Cape Tribulation, where the Opportunity gained from the top of the Cape. And, of course, you can see this, Endeavour Crater. And that's what the Opportunity was doing, is actually going around the whole crater, right? I think even at one point it actually went into it. There's like a lower area where it can actually go in and come back out. But check that out anyway. Now, let me show you this in... yeah, this is just bizarre. Like I said, I can go into this, and I always look at this picture here, and I just go... And I've seen this before. This is not new. This is, again, it's from 2015, right? So I'm looking at this, I'm going, why is everything always so milky? I don't know if you guys noticed that. Everything's always so milky. And it's either look blurred out, it's milky, no real good details at all to it. You're going to see why in a moment. There's a really good reason why they do this. All right, just so you guys can do this yourselves, I'm going to show you that in a minute, how to get the better colors, if you will, out of this. Now watch this. I'm looking at this area and I go, what is this? This is insane. Check this out. What I'm seeing is, well, you go, well, there's nothing there. It's just nothing more than a little bit higher colors, but... If you look at this one right here, this is cool. You've got what looks like darker areas here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. But what's really wild about it, look closely. I don't want to go in too far because this is already at 400%. You start hitting 5%, 100%, and you go over that, watch what happens. And you get that grid. So we're going to do the maximum we can, which is here, if it'll cooperate. And you can see what looks like white around it, kind of like if you were to look down at a farm. When you guys, you see these farmers, they have like crops will have corn here, green beans here, so on and so forth. Well, there's roads in between them, and that's what it kind of reminds me of, right? And you may be saying, well, I'm not seeing that, Chris. I mean, you will. This one here was also pretty cool because I'm looking at this and I'm going, I see what looks like a ring right there, and something that looks like it's got some height to it. And then I'm looking, I'm going, why do I see like this faint line doing this here? Then it looks like it stops. Well, it doesn't. What it does this and goes over to here and goes over here. Yeah, I'm outlining it right here. Very, very faint. Now, how can you guys... This is what I usually do to a photo. Now, some people, well, not most, but some people will do this. They do an auto color. Now, that's good, but because guess what? Check this out. I can start to see that a little bit better. The white around these darker areas And I'm starting to see this a little better, right? Check this out. Okay, I'm starting to see that line a little bit better. Still vague, but this is what I do. I'll show you what I do on these. Go into adjustments, go into your levels. Now you're going to have your RGB, which is your red, green, and blue. And what you want to do is just hit this red, and you want to bring each of these into each end of this. See where it starts at the graph? And the end one here, do the same thing. Do not mess with the middle one. No need to. That's basically your mid-tones. Bring this in here. Bring this up here. This will give you more of a precise color than what was really in the photo. Now watch what happens as I slowly go into this. Watch this. I'm just going to bring this in. And it's a little bit more, but guess what? Check this out. If you go back, why is it all freaking green? See it? I believe this is a manipulation. I think this is the stuff they try to lay over it so you can't see any kind of detail. And that's what this is all about. It's about finding details. Now, you guys seen I didn't do a thing to this photo other than adjust colors, right? But I do a lot more to bring out these other lines. Now, check this out. Start to see it. Let me see if I can do this. Move it over. And you can see this, guys. Check this out. Boom. Goes across. Now, let me show you what I did in my other photo, because I'm just doing this quickly. And earlier, I did this much better. And I'm going to show you this. This is cool. Now, what I did was I did the, let me see, this one here. And you can see it's a lot darker, but there's a reason for it. Why is it darker? Because you want to bring anything that's lighter out, bringing out details. So let's zoom into this, because I want you to see this. This is cool. I didn't do anything else but these two objects, or two areas, I'm going to call it, because we don't want to call it objects. At least not yet. Check this out. And I'm just floored, man. I'm just looking at this thing and I'm going, wait a minute. What is going on here? And what I did was I basically just took the dodge tool here, and you guys can right-click on that. Dodge tool right there. And you can do shadows, but, you know, to get the... you only use shadows when you're trying to bring something that's light. And you can just barely see it's kind of like a specks here and there to try to drag it out of the darker areas. But then once you've done that, then you go back to midtones. And you can literally just go like this. Just la 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 la. And just bring this stuff out. Look at it, I'm not even doing it in any specific direction. I'm just kind of like just scribbling it on. And you can see this stuff starting to pop more and more, right? Well, that's exactly it. You can bring this stuff out with ease. Now, check this out. Now, when I get into this photo a lot more, notice how this is what I can't understand. If this is geological, then Mother Nature's awesome on Mars. Because check this out. Almost like this, almost like oval. You can't really see the end, but it almost looks like it's right here. But you can see these oval areas. See that? Going on here. But they make it look like it's an actual flat area. In other words, if you look at it from... I'll go back to the other photo in a minute, show you that, because I forgot this is a different one. If you go back to right here and go back to the original, what does it look like? It looks like, well, okay, you got a mound right here. You just go down, and this is all completely flat. Maybe a couple little divots in the ground, but nothing special. Well, it goes a lot deeper than that. And so when I was doing this, I'm just going, wait a minute. There's something here, man. And this doesn't look like natural geological formations. If it is, again, kudos to Mars's, natural, events, if you will. And it just does its own. I mean, it just brings this stuff out. Anyway, so then I did the color, try to bring in a little bit more, add some filters to try to pop it a little bit more, but I brought out more of it. Check this out. Bring it in. Check this out, guys. This is neat. To me, this is cool. Check this out. Now, I don't know if you see this right here. It's got this kind of weird, like, oval ring. Watch this. It's there. What I did was I tried to bring it in. So you can see it right in this area right here. See that? And you can see the lines to it going like this. Now, I believe there's so much more to this photo. We're only scratching the surface of it. But nonetheless, we are bringing it out. Now, you can see this pretty clearly, as far as I'm concerned. This looks like some kind of weird tower. It doesn't stop there. In fact, I can go like this. Watch this. It appears to be, it's white down here, and you can see the line to it going like this. So if I was to go like this, see if I can bring it out more, it actually does continue on. See it? Now, I just did that just now. I didn't even do this earlier. But you can go like this, and if there's anything that has a white signature, you'll actually bring it out. If it's not, it'll just be like a smear. In other words, it'll just be just white over an area. That's all it's going to be. But anyway, it almost looks like these weird dome-type things, or, again, it's just a simple structure. But when I get into this photo, guys, check this out. Let me slide over to the right. Looks like some kind of weird wall or path, and you've got this here. Now, let's get into the other photo, the one I was doing here. Now I'm going to back out. And again, you can see it's, look at it, blue skies. Now this I think is fake as far as color-wise. And you can see, and you'll see it in the other gentleman's video I showed you first, and I'll leave the link to his video. You can see where this looks pretty natural. Other than the colors, I think the whole thing has actually been done in a filter. Again, plus manipulation obfuscations to get rid of any details. I'll tell you why. Look at the Rover. Not looking very natural. Looks greenish too, just like there. It shouldn't do that. Because when you go over to the turret or the arm on this thing, why does that seem like it has better colors? Well, again, the other gentleman believes it's superimposed, and if you take a look at it, you'll see. But just check his video out. He's got a lot more. He goes into depths in some other things too. But anyway, so let me get into this a little bit more. I don't want to take up too much time. We're going to jump like this, which basically there's no differences. The only difference was just a slight blur. Okay? Bring this a little bit more, and you're starting to see more and more of this. Again, we got it grainy because we didn't really do much to it other than try to bring this out. Now, check this out now. Here it is. I come to the same, almost the same results every time I try to do it differently. And I'm still seeing what looks like something right here. It's got some height to it, and it looks like there's something, it's surrounded by something that's round, like a wall. But there's much more to this. If you were to get into this thing and really go into this, you can find there's a lot more lighter colored stuff in this photo. Let me go back to here. And you can see, well, now it looks like these things are off the ground, or there's something much more there. Let me go back to when I see this right here. See, like you can see this object right here. It's got these white squares. I believe these are all some kind of structures or something else. See all that in this whole area? What? I mean, is it natural occurring, some of this stuff? Oh, absolutely. There's no doubt in my mind. These things here, I'm a little skeptical over here. This one here, these two objects, or these two areas, I should say. No. I believe these are intelligently made, or something is there that's made this, and that's not natural formations. And you can see, like, it goes back quite a bit. One other note I want you guys to check out. This is cool. When you check out this original, look at the Rover track marks. I get people saying to me, Chris, why don't the people that are piloting these things, why don't they have these rovers go over to the objects that they're looking at? Why do they keep avoiding them? They're not, and I'm going to show you that right now. Notice right here on the left-hand side, you've got what looks like rover tracks, and they are rover tracks. See them? Going down, but check this out. You can't see it very well, and I'm going to zoom into this, but you will in a minute. You can see they literally go up over here. See that? They come up. There's two lines. See them coming up, and then they branch off. One of them shoots down to, see, it's a little vague on this. It's really hard to see, but check this out. You can see it right here. Going up the hill, that's where it is. That's where it stops right here, turns, it goes down this way, and this one goes up and over, and guess where it's going? Right towards this hill area. What's it doing? Looking down at these structures. Guarantee it. If these aren't what I think they are, and I could be way off base, guys. I got people tell me, oh, you know, you're seeing what you want to see. No, I'm actually seeing things that look like they're intelligently made. And I don't force people to believe what I'm seeing. I want people to make their own discoveries, if you will. Go ahead and get the photo yourself, download it, do like I did to bring out the colors, the better colors, and research this stuff yourself. I've always told people that. Always research yourself because, just because you don't have to believe what I'm saying, but this stuff is in the photo. It's there. Now, to me, that doesn't look very natural. That looks like there's something else to it, right? So I'm going to just do a smart shopping, which will just bring it just a little bit better. And we can bring it up to about maybe around 150. Bring this about 1.5. And somewhere around, roughly around there. And you can just see these things do not look natural. To me, they don't. Now, it could be. Listen, it's all speculation here, right? All we can do is just say, hey, let's check out the lines. And, I got people also saying this is great. It seems like every photo you look at, I should say, it's like you're finding things. Well, I am. I'm looking for the lines. I'm not just looking at a photo and going, wow, that's fantastic, move on. No, because there's much more in these. And there's a reason why NASA and all these other countries are going to this planet. There's a reason for it. And when you see the rover marks, and you can see them again right here, it stops there, turns off over to here. I don't believe this is a flat plane at all. I believe there's actually structures like we're seeing right here. Of course, you guys can eyeball this yourself, check it out yourself, and of course, you know, if you think it's something far more than that, or it's nothing more than simple, you know, geography or geological, you know, occurrences, then fine. I mean, some people, I mean, no matter what you show them, two things are going to happen. They're going to say, oh, that's on Earth, or, you know, it's just nothing. It's just simple rocks. Some people just, you know, you can show them something as plain as day and it wouldn't matter to some people. And, you know, like I said, I've always speculated in these. I never say, oh, this is absolutely this. I just go, these look like structures because they look like they're intelligently made. And it's something that large, and if you were to pull back in this photo, let's go back to the original. This is a good distance away. Now, you can see if these are genuine wheel marks here on the left-hand side, and you can see it goes off in the distance. And you can see it's pretty big. It's not a big rover. The opportunity is not very big, but still goes off over here. Goes off over here. Now, if that thing was to go down the hill, these are pretty large. These are actually pretty large. So you guys can tell me what you think, man. What do you think is going on here? Do you think it's... I'm seeing what looks like stuff that's intelligently made. At least for me, I think so. I think these are intelligently made. It looks like parts of grounds or cities or whatever these things may be. It doesn't look natural. And for all I care, you know, whether people believe me or not, I mean, I just make my own conclusions. I say, listen, this is what it looks like to me. How about you guys? What do you guys think? See it? I'm going to zoom in for one last time for everybody who's on these right here. For everybody who's on the smaller devices, and I try to cater to you guys as well, because guess what? We're not all on big computers, right? Some of us are on tablets, and I've got my own tablet, and sometimes it's hard to see. But what I like about the smaller gadgets is that a lot of times they got a really good resolution. So if you zoom in, it might look broken up on my end, but not on your end. So it definitely benefits to zoom in. And, of course, we got this area right here. Almost looks like a wall right here. You can see that right there. Let me bring it back out a little bit. See it? Anyway, guys, you tell me what you think is going on here. Is it nothing more than natural, or is it much more than that? You guys be the judge, as always. Let me jump out. Like I said, I'm not going to make this too long. And that's pretty much it, man. Anyway, I got some good ones coming up. I do have one up coming up from the about the moon. Is it faked photo or not? Stay tuned for that. And I've got plenty more coming up, guys. No doubt about it. Anyway, you guys have yourself a good day, and we'll see you in the next video.